Hi Tappers, welcome to the last video in this series of powerful advanced techniques. This is connected to technique number 2, which is governing control, but instead of encapsulating something else, you take yourself and go somewhere else. You may be having an ongoing experience that is overwhelming, and it doesn't work to place things away because, well, there would be a steady stream of them. So maybe you are deployed and in a high-stress environment constantly. Maybe you're in a home, a community, a school, a workplace that feels hostile and unsafe or just constantly overwhelming. This is how you can find a place to have your own space of solace where not even all of that can touch you. The idea is to go somewhere. So this visual is a little easier to lead in terms of ideas of what that could look like. You could be beamed there, like in Star Trek, fly there like Superman, have a secret portal only you can open and close or even see, have it given to you as a gift from a higher power. You can activate it with a certain movement, sequence, words, or by touching an object like a ring or a necklace. I'm going to sidestep here for a second. If you feel silly or doubtful because this feels like plain pretend and you've outgrown that, let me point out. You play pretend all the time. Every time you think something that is happening that isn't or hasn't yet, you are projecting a made-up reality and imagining it as real, and your body has a reaction to it. This is the same thing, except we're creating something where you can have a deep and profound positive reaction, whether or not it has any chance of manifesting in a way where you could experience it in any other way than through your mind's eye. This manifesting isn't about, I imagined a unicorn, therefore I'm hoping to actually see a unicorn in real life. It's, I imagined a unicorn and it was so beautiful. I felt thrilled and in awe and full of joy. Therefore, I manifested my cortisol levels plummeting, my blood sugar balanced, my digestion improved, and my inflammation decreased while my dopamine levels soared. That is a highly effective way to manifest something important, even if it isn't see boat, get boat. Okay? So back on track. So you choose a way to get to your safe space, but what does your safe space look like? Whatever you choose, it needs to feel absolutely safe. There's no doubt in your mind that absolutely nothing could ever find you or break in. If anything comes and goes, you control it. It can be someplace you've been, someplace you want to go, or someplace that's illogical, inside of a rainbow, another dimension or galaxy, the bottom of the ocean, 10,000 years ago. It's all up for grabs. Once you know where, again, work on the details to engage all of your sensory organs. What's the temperature? Is there a breeze? What time of day or night is it? What time of year is it? What smells are there? What colors do you see? What are you wearing? Are you walking around or lying down on something super comfy? This is an odd side note, but from years of doing this, I suggest that you see yourself as having just eaten and your belly is full and satisfied. Even if eating is highly pleasurable for you to imagine, imagine the table full of all the lovely things you just ate, rather than seeing yourself as hungry and empty. That way, you can enjoy the sights and the smells of the food, but not be actively eating. Though tasting something is fine, it has to do with how you're activating your brain and what you're telling it needs to do in the body. What sounds do you hear? Is there music? Are there animals? Are there other people that you've invited to be there? If there are other people, see them as their highest and best self, so you aren't tempted in any way to need to see the real version of what could turn into stressful or other situations about having these people in your safe space. So, are you getting ready for a party? Are you about to go for a swim? Do you need to crumble and cry your guts out or scream louder than you've ever screamed in your life? Safe doesn't have to mean serene. If you need a place to let some things out, this is also for that. It takes some practice, but as you're there, keep tapping. It's okay if you forget because you're so immersed in where you are, but as soon as you remember, tap again. EFT is often thought of as a sequence of steps, and that is absolutely where it begins. These techniques are highly advanced. So if you are new to EFT and you stumble onto this video first, by all means drink it in, but also go back to the basics and pick those up, because where visualization is effective, there are studies that show that visualization without EFT isn't anywhere near as effective as it is with EFT. So with practice, you'll be able to get yourself to your safe space quickly and step into that governing power to get that flow of something that you need in a very short amount of time. At first, you might need to lie down on a bed in a quiet room for an hour. But after a bit, you'll be able to excuse yourself to the bathroom and reset yourself in a public bathroom stall in 2 minutes. Please do not use this technique when you're operating anything such as a vehicle or motorized equipment, or while working with anything potentially dangerous to yourself or others. You are attempting to remove your senses from your current space and take them, dissociate them, involve them elsewhere. This leaves you vulnerable to injury if you haven't ensured that your senses and your ability to react aren't currently needed in your physical reality. Once you complete your time in your safe space and it's time for you to return to your body, you can come back the way you left or create a different way to leave. Slowly return your senses by asking what you feel, what you smell, taste, hear, and finally see. Notice colors and textures. If you suddenly jump back, it can be very jarring and unpleasant, so invest time in how to come back in a happy way just as you are leaving. I hope that these things are helpful to you. Please share with anyone that you know who could benefit from partnershiping with your subconscious and dissociation in these powerful ways. And I'll see you soon.